Yo, what's up guys, it's me Zach Lee. John Wall turned a lot of heads this year. He was known as a great point guard before the season started, but as the season progressed, fans began to realize more and more just how talented the guy really is. And now when the topic of who is the best point guard in the NBA comes up, I'd be surprised if anyone failed to mention his name. And of course, this year's draft class is also stacked with point guards, whether it be Dennis Smith Jr., Markelle Fultz, Lonzo Ball, or De'Aaron Fox. All of those guys have potential to be game changers for organizations that draft them. And yesterday, Wall let us all know who he thinks will have the best career and could one day be considered the best point guard from this draft class. And if you even know the slightest bit about John Wall, his answer shouldn't surprise you at all. It's De'Aaron Fox. Yep, yesterday John Wall in an interview said that Markelle Fultz is currently the best player in the draft, but that De'Aaron Fox will have the better career and could be considered the best point guard in the draft in the future. He reminds me a lot of myself. Just a lefty. A lot of people say it's biased because he's from Kentucky, but I think De'Aaron Fox might end up being the best point guard out of this class. Look, I'm not gonna say it's biased just because, you know, they both have the same style of play and went to the same university, but come on. If someone reminds you of a younger version of yourself, of course you want to see them do well and be better than everyone else except for you, that is. And I really look forward to seeing the first time Wall and Fox go head to head. I have a feeling John Wall is gonna teach the Rook a thing or two. Social media has not been kind to Kristaps Porzingis so far this summer. This will be the second time he has made headlines for the wrong reasons because of social media. The first time was when his Twitter was hacked, but this time was worse, much worse. And he attempted not just to slide into the DMs, but into the comments section of an Instagram model, and it didn't go so well. Take a look at this picture. Alright, seems like a basic Instagram model type of post. And then take a look at the comment. One set of heart eyes left by Mr. Porzingis himself. Now, taking a look at her page, she basically has, 7,000 followers, so not the biggest Instagram model or anything. So you would think this type of comment from someone like Porzingis would flatter her, and she would be the one sliding into Porzingis' DMs. But instead of being flattered, she used this chance to more humiliate Porzingis, as after he left that comment, she posted this. Savage, absolutely savage. A picture of her and her man tagging Porzingis in the description as well. See, I get that you're trying to let him know that you're taking, but come on. Was that even necessary? I mean, you didn't have to put him on blast. Like I feel bad for Porzingis after that. Well, maybe not that badly, because after all, he is Porzingis, and I think more times than not he's done this before and it's probably worked out in his favor. But still, she didn't have to put him on blast like that. At the same time though, if Porzingis did even the slightest bit of research on this particular Instagram model, he could have seen this coming from a mile away. But who knows, maybe he did do his research, but just didn't care. To say that Klay Thompson has been struggling in this year's playoffs would be the understatement of the century. With the addition of Kevin Durant to the team offensively, someone was gonna have to take a backseat and become that third wheel, and it was Klay. He is a great shooting guard, and having him as your third option must be an extremely nice luxury to have. But with him kinda underperforming as the third option, it's left some people to wonder if he'll be willing to stay a third option for the rest of his career. Heck, even some NBA players are now thinking that Klay might want his own team. As CJ McCollum tweeted this at the end of yesterday's game 1. Klay gonna get another ring and find his own squad. They better enjoy him while he's there. At the moment, I don't think Klay is available to trade, and there has been no hard evidence that he is unhappy with his role, so I'm not sure if he will demand a trade. But let's say the Warriors somehow lose to the Cavs in the finals. That could all change, as I'm sure just about every other team in the league would be interested in acquiring him. And it would be cool to see what, Klay could do with a team of his own. Maybe we could see some more 60-point and 29-minute performances. Miami's Heat center Hassan Whiteside did it right. The golden rule. Rule number 1 after you come up is always to make sure you take care of your mom. That is rule number 1, always will be rule number 1. And last year, Whiteside signed with the Heat on a 4-year, $98 million contract. So it is safe to say that, he done came up big time. And yesterday, he followed through, as after he came up, he bought his mom a 6-bedroom house and showed it off on Snapchat. Take a look.
My mom here, she said she gonna show me the house. We're gonna look at the house. I've been hearing about this house. I gotta get this.
Yeah, man,
I gotta get this on the snap. What is living room? We got this one.
So it's gonna be the same now.
Like the ceilings, man. Little baby cakes over the caking. The theater room, she said. She said she wanna make this theater. I told her.
Look at the bedroom.
She said if she owned this house, she'll make this the bedroom, like one of the bedrooms. It already got 6 bedrooms. Let me see this one.
Come upstairs and look.
Let me see this basement. Look how big this basement is. I told her we don't got basements in Florida. And then got, look, she brought me upstairs. She told me about this house. I haven't seen it.
Did you see the other one over there? You see the other one over there? That would be like a...
Hey, look at this. This creative though. Look, Vader, Luke, Vader. Look, stars in the roof. I ain't in the Wraith though. Who's your father? They said I can't touch the stars.
Hey.
That would be a lie. That would be a lie. It's the master bedroom. It's the master bedroom right here.
Master.
They talking about the house. They said we're gonna look at another house also. She likes this house. We're gonna go look at another one.
I love it.
That's all you had to say.
Great. It's got everything I need. It's big enough for my family to come enjoy themselves and small.
Alan,
Yes, sir.
did the realtor call you yet?
No, I haven't heard from her, and it's 5:12, Hassan, so I don't think we're gonna hear from her. We're gonna have to do something different.
Might have to do something different.
That's you. That's you. Got my car outside the road. Surprised with the house. When I get
My crib. It's my mom's house. I'm about to run around crazy now. We own the house. She owned the house. I can do what I want now. It's funny how things work. Soon as I surprised my mom with keys to the house, the sky cleared up.
That is goals right there. I don't know if I'll ever be able to buy my mom a 6-bedroom house, but you know, getting her a nice house is definitely a goal. So props to you, Mr. Whiteside, for doing it right. All right, so game 1 is officially over, and it was a good game for the majority of the first half. Towards the end of the first half though, you kind of got the feeling that the Warriors were gonna blow this one open after the break. And they did. They most definitely did. I remember watching this game and thinking to myself, dang, I get that KD and the Warriors are fun to watch, but shouldn't the Cavs at least try to move instead of literally watching Kevin Durant run from one end of the court to the other for a dunk? I mean, there was one play when KD was attacking the rim and JR was in position to at least try to stop him, and instead he ran to the wing to guard the 3-point shooter and left the rack uncontested. Now I get it, against the Warriors you're not supposed to give up open threes, but I think I'd rather have KD kick it out to the shooter than give him an uncontested 2 points. But hey, that and turnovers was the name of the game for the Cavs last night. And as for the Warriors, you know, they just did what they normally do. And I also just want to say this. It was good to see Curry do something in the finals. You know, back in 2015, he struggled basically the whole series, and the same thing in 2016. Last night though, he looked like regular season Curry, just pulling up in transition and shooting in people's faces. That being said, it's also good to see that a lot of people weren't overreacting after game 1. I mean, the Warriors won by, what was it, 15 last year after game 1 too, and LeBron is now 1-7 overall in game 1s in the finals, so this outcome wasn't anything out of the ordinary. 113-91 was the final score. KD led all scorers with 38 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists, while Curry added 28 points and 10 assists. As for Cleveland, LeBron James had 28 points, 15 rebounds, and 8 assists, but also had 8 turnovers, and Kyrie Irving had 24 points. And game 2 will be this Sunday, still at the Oracle. And that is going to lead us to the question of the day. What do you take away from game 1? Has this changed your mind on the outcome of this series at all? Let me know down in the comment section below, but now let's take a look at what you guys said in yesterday's video. And yesterday we covered the whole Austin Rivers versus Glenn Davis thing, with Austin Rivers blasting Glenn on Undisputed and then Glenn releasing a video response on Instagram. And I asked you guys, whose side were you on? Austin Rivers is only on the Clippers because of Doc. Glenn Davis is a real one. He's getting paid that huge contract because he is Doc's son. That's the truth. I don't think either of them should have talked about each other like that. They're acting like little kids. Austin is a bit overpaid. I'm not gonna argue against that, but overall, I'd still say that Glenn Davis is in the wrong here because he was the one who started the whole beef thing with Austin and Doc Rivers and acted surprised and hurt when Austin called him out for it. But in the end, they're both still irrelevant players. But like I said, don't forget to leave your answer for today's question of the day down in the comment section below. But other than that, thank you once again for watching the video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more daily NBA videos. And until tomorrow, keep getting the Bucks, Team SDC, and I'm out of here. Peace!